Hi, it's Celeste, your canary in the coal mine. And today I want to talk to you about the topic of it costs too much to buy this healthy food. That is so not taking into account all the different factors. First of all, when you eat more healthy food, more raw produce, organic produce if you can, you're going to be shifting the content of your diet. You're not going to be buying expensive packaged and boxed foods. You're going to be buying the raw ingredients. So right there's a cost saving. I mean, just think about the fact that if you buy a head of lettuce in the grocery store, compare that with the price of a bag of already chopped up lettuce. And when you go to the boxed stuff in the aisles, it's even more cost. That's something like, I have another video that talks about how to make flax crackers for yourself. I looked at the how much I paid for the flax seed, and it costs about 50 cents to make some crackers. And if you go to the packaged food, it's going to be many dollars to buy a box of crackers. So that's what you've got to consider. Instead of taking an item by item comparison and saying, oh, if I buy organic versions of these things, my food bill is going to go up, you have to recognize that you're going to be substituting things and some other costs are going to come down. For example, meat and fish and poultry. In a healthy, well-balanced diet, 3/4 of your plate should be vegetables of various sorts. So you wouldn't be eating as much meat. You're not going to have a 12-ounce steak. A 3-ounce steak would probably be just enough to give you the right amount of protein per meal. If you look in the CDC government site and they talk about how much protein does a person need, Americans eat 2 to 3 times as much as that protein need. So if you're not buying expensive meats, which meats are one of the bigger items if you really look at your food bill, your meats are a big item, expensive item, and your processed food, your bags of chips and the things that come in the boxes and everything. That's really where most of your food dollars are being used. So if you stop buying so many of those things and you're buying more of the raw produce and you're buying less meat and everything, your food bill, my experience has been that my overall food expense has come down by about 1/4, even though I'm eating much better quality stuff now. Then, if you take into account the fact that you're not as likely to be sick, I mean, it just changes the whole cost picture completely. You're not going to be, one of the fallacies of our American system is that being sick doesn't really cost us anything because we get our medical coverage through insurance plans or Medicare or whatever. But the truth, so it makes being sick look abnormally inexpensive. But if you really think about the impact it has on your life to be with some chronic disease in bed for 6 months a year, or like in my case, I had migraine headaches that knocked me out 2 to 4 days a week. Now, fortunately, I was really young at the time, so I was tough and I had a lot of resiliency, and I could go to work in spite of the fact that I had these really excruciating headaches. But as I've aged, that became untenable. I mean, I just couldn't imagine myself doing that, and so I created work that I can do from my own home, and I don't have to go to a workplace if I have a headache. But the good news is, by changing my diet and lifestyle, I've eliminated the headaches. The only time I get the headaches is when I don't eat properly, which happens when I go out to eat, for example, or I go to someone's house or whatever. So I just really want you to think about the total impact cost of having a declining life, that at age 40 you're tired and things are going wrong and they keep getting worse and worse year after year, and then you're walking with a walker and you have surgeries and all this kind of stuff. Even if you weren't paying the bill for that, but you are, the impact on your life is costly, and I want you to think about that. So today, when you go to the grocery store and you say, oh, I don't know, that organic lettuce is going to cost me an extra 50 cents. really think about the fact that your total food bill is not going to be higher if you make the adjustments that would be the best for your health, and the impact on your long-term life is going to be stupendously better. So that's my little rant about it costs too much to eat healthy. Just really think about how much it's costing you to eat the way that the standard American diet would lend you to eat. It might be tasty, but it's practically poison. So I want you to get well and be well. Thanks.